Welcome to possibly the happiest car I've ever driven. I literally have fun driving this thing around a parking lot, and I'm gonna tell you why. So this is a 1930s Model A. It is a very important car in automotive history. A lot of people own these, and it was the way to get around. It was the point A to point B for many people. So this is the 4-cylinder engine, not to be confused with the V8 Ford, which came out a little bit later. But man, this thing is so hard to describe, so I'm just gonna show you. Okay, to get this party started, first gear, instead of this, you go down. That is reverse. I push the clutch in. I make sure that my idle and spark is adjusted, which is really weird. And I pull straight down, and I let off the clutch, and there's a button on the floor, that's the gas pedal. And I gently take off. And now, can't even think, there's too much going on. So now I push in the clutch, go to neutral, clutch again, then go into second. It's a double clutch, and I messed up already. Good job, David. All right, so clutch in, double clutch, into second. Okay, we're good. Tooting along. It's cool because the speedo on the little dash in here that's color matched with the rest of the car, it just rotates. It doesn't have the needle on it. It just rotates back and forth just like this. Okay, to slow down, I clutch, go to neutral, stop. There's no assisted brakes at all. And I apologize that I'm probably gonna do most of my talking points while not driving because the camera vibration is so bad. Clutch in, first gear, off we go. No blinker, hand signals, no power steering. Come on. Neutral clutch, double clutch, second. Whew, okay. How did people do this? Well, I guess they didn't have a choice really, so I guess that makes sense. Okay, and third gear, straight down. Okay, so I readjusted the spark and it instantly transforms the car and how it performs. Everything is completely analog. There's no power steering. It has a giant steering wheel because you don't have a choice. It's just wild. There's no seatbelt. There's no seatbelt, so it feels really, really weird not to be buckled in, or no new car beeping at you to put your seatbelt on. The visibility is really good, but this car, I can tell you what, was not made for tall people at all. Literally, my knees are almost hitting the steering wheel, which is crazy. The Model A is just such a cool piece of car history because you never see these on the road anymore. Colin, the owner of this car, his granddad had it, and during Colin's entire lifetime, it kind of sat every now and then, but then it went to family reunions, everybody drove it. It was a piece of their family's car history, and now it's given to Colin. Doors, if you don't close them all the way, you have to basically latch them yourselves in a way, so or else it comes out. I feel like I'm gonna go steal a bunch of moonshine. That's like the initial impression I have. So cool. But the wipers are, don't kill me. The tires on it are super tiny. But I love the color contrast that this car has. They're just different colors all over the place. And cars aren't really painted like this anymore if you think about it. It's just one solid color and not a lot of personality. Everybody waves, everybody smiles though, and if you're in the way of people, people just go around you and it's like no hard feelings. If I was cruising this slow in a modern car, I would have road rage behind that car. But since it's a Model A, I just don't care. It seems like a really fun time. Oh God, the wind is really strong today, so I have to be kind of careful. It does get pretty hot as well because I can feel it coming off the transmission or the shifter right against my leg. So a bunch of fluid came out of the front and then I stopped the car to make sure everything was okay. But of course, Colin here was like, oh yeah, it's fine. Just readjust a few things. So that's what we're gonna do. So at idle, the spark's all the way up. And then when you're cruising around, it's all the way down? All the way down.
All the way down.
All the way down. Okay, we're okay now. Okay, clutch. First. 0 to 60 in 10 minutes. Okay, come on. Clutch again. Second. Okay. Spark adjust. Oh, okay. Clutch. Third. Okay. Spark all the way down. Everything's good. Oh yeah, that sounds a lot healthier than it was earlier. That was nerve-wracking though. Fluid came out of the front right next to the emblem. It was just like boom. Like, oh, not today. But it's just funny how you're driving this around in the country in South Carolina, and it's just like the good old American dream. People used to drive cross country in these things. I could not imagine doing that. But it was faster than a horse, so I guess that's an improvement. I'm like big toeing the gas now to make sure everything stays cool. But no, the actual like ride itself, the car makes a lot of vibration, but the actual ride itself is actually pretty smooth. Helps that we're on brand new pavement too. This is by far the oldest car I've ever driven, and it really shows in a good way. And that things have come a long way. This feels a lot like relearning like 3 on the Tree. 3 on the Tree is shifted weird. This is even weirder. Because if you don't double clutch it, you're not going into gear and you hurt the car. After a while, it would just become muscle memory to double clutch it. But you know, you get in a modern car, it's no big deal. Boom, you just get in it, clutch down, shift, you're good. He told me to go uphill. You gotta be kind of wary to be in second or third. So, this thing hates hills, that's for sure. It's just cruising along. I thought that VW Bug I drove was slow. This is a whole nother level, but that's not what it's about. It's not about being fast. It's more about, it's almost like a time capsule when you're in this. You just go back to a much simpler time, and everything in here is just completely mechanical. And the transmission, the reason you can't not double clutch it, excuse me, is because it has no synchros in the transmission. It was just meant to work. It also has a seat out in the back if you want to bring your friends along. It has a little foot bench for it too. I think that's really cool. I feel like if you drove one of these a really far distance, you'd have to plan your trip out accordingly. This is definitely a car for a low traffic area, for sure. I love the look of this though. I mean, it's really tall and kind of awkward, but that's what makes it kind of charming. And it sits kind of high up. You think that would be pretty low because it's an old car. You sit pretty high up, your visibility is pretty good. You can see out of everywhere. You got a little bit of storage behind you, you know, right behind your seat. And that's it. Everything's color matched, everything's painted correctly. Touch, hand signal, right? Turn the spark down. Oh yeah, did I also mention this thing has hand controls? All right, clutch. Ah, the car died! Oh, other pedal.
No, starter pedal up there. Up there.
Oh, that's right.
You're good.
All right, back safe and sound. That was an experience. An experience I will never forget, especially with just how much there is to manage to drive this thing around. It's so different than a modern car. Modern car we take for like so much granted. We turn the key and we just go, especially with automatic transmissions. But this, man, it is just, it's almost a skill and an art to drive this thing around. That's what makes it so fun. I'm really glad I did it though, and huge thanks to Colin for inviting me up here. I loved it. So if you like this, let me know if I should do more cars like this. I would love to kind of branch out and do more classic cars, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye. The car died! Car died! The car died! It's dead! It's off! Car's off!